Hello learners, welcome to our English lesson on a Tuesday in week 3. Today is Tuesday, 3rd of August 2021. Let's make it a great day. Do you remember what you've learnt about last week? We learnt about the life cycle of a frog. Life cycle. That means the different stages of growing up. We've learnt that a frog has 4 stages in its life cycle. The egg stage, the tadpole stage, the froglet stage, and the adult frog stage. We know what happens in each of these stages. Today, we will learn more interesting facts. Are you ready? Today, we will be continuing our discussion on the life cycle of a frog. Yesterday, we spoke about the egg stage and the tadpole stage. Today, we will be discussing the froglet stage and the full adult stage. When the tadpole reaches the froglet stage, it is almost a full adult. At this point, the tadpole's gills have disappeared and its lungs have enlarged. That means that its lungs have become bigger. This means it is now ready to leave the water and live on land. Once its tail disappears, it will become an adult frog. Today, we will be learning more interesting facts about frogs. Did you know that there are more than 4,700 different kinds of frogs? They can be found on every continent except Antarctica. Antarctica is a very cold place. Many frogs are able to jump 20 times their height. Not all frogs jump straight up into the air. Some frogs jump forward, and this is called a leap. Although a frog is not very long, it is able to jump 330 centimeters in one leap. That is the length of 11 rulers. Frogs need to jump quickly to escape predators and catch their food. Frogs come in all sorts of colors. The colorful skin on many tropical frogs acts as a warning to predators that these frogs are poisonous. So that means that the bigger animals which eat frogs know to stay away from the colorful ones. Did you know that frogs molt? This is the process of shedding their skin. Most frogs molt once a week, but some do it every day. Once the old skin has been pulled away, the frog usually eats it. On the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see a picture of a frog molting. I hope you have enjoyed all these interesting facts about frogs, learners, as well as the fact I hope that you remember about the life cycle of a frog. On page 15 in the workpack, you have an activity. You need to read the sentence, then write the word true or false in the space provided. The word true means that what you are reading is correct, and false means that it's not true. An adult frog has a tail, and you need to write the word true or false next to it. An egg is laid in water or wet places where it is safe. A froglet's tail begins to disappear and it grows legs. The tadpole has lungs to breathe. A life cycle is the different stages of growing. A frog has a short tongue that is not sticky. A life cycle of a frog only has 2 stages. Remember, learners, all you have to do is write the word true or false next to the sentences. It is now time to do our phonic. Let us look at the pictures below that have the magic E in it, and let us spell these words. Remember, the magic E does not say a sound. It is silent at the end of the word. So our first picture is pine. Pine. Now when spelling the word, I need to listen to myself as I say it and listen to each sound in the word. Pine. Pine. I can hear that my word has P, I, N, pine, and a magic E goes at the end. Pine. The next word is main. Main. Can you tell me the first sound of the word? What is the next sound? Main. A. A. And what's the last sound? N. A. N. Main. Main. The next picture is a bone. 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 What is the first sound in the word bone? B. What is the middle sound? What is the next sound? Bone. O. B. O. And what is that last sound? Bone. Bone. B. O. N. Bone. And don't forget the magic E at the end. Bone. Our next word is dune. Dune. You try spelling it on your own. Dune. D. U. N. Dune. Dune. This is peat. 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 You try spelling it on your own. Peat. P. E. T. Peat. Don't forget your magic E at the end of these words. Remember, the E is silent. Therefore, we do not say the sound of the E. On page 16 in your workpack, you have a phonic activity. You have to write the word next to the picture. All these words have I with magic E in it. You remember, you need to say the word and then spell it out. Write the words in the spaces provided. We will now learn how to sequence a story. We sequence a story so that events in a story are in order or the story would not make sense. For example, let us look at the short story below and sequence it by writing the numbers 1 to 3. Let us read the sentences in order. She is sleeping. She listens to a story after dinner. Monica is having her dinner. Does this story make sense to you? No, we have to put it in order by writing the numbers 1 to 3. So first, we need to find out which event takes place first. A clue to finding out what happens first is looking at the sentence. The first 2 sentences have the word she. Remember, she is a pronoun which we have learnt about. So our first sentence would have the name of the person, and thereafter the rest of the sentences would begin with she, because we now know who the story is about. So our first sentence would be the last picture, which has the name. Monica is having dinner. The girl's name is Monica. Now, we need to find out what happens next. Do you think she would sleep or she would listen to a story after dinner? She would listen to a story. So what number should I put next? 2. Good. And then lastly, she is sleeping. So what number should I put there? 3. Now, let us read the story in the new order. Starting with number 1. Monica is having her dinner. We know that the girl's name is Monica. Next, she listens to a story after dinner. And lastly, she is sleeping. Now, does our story make sense? Yes, because all the events take place in order. On page 16 in our workpack, you will now have to order the story. You have to sequence the story by using numbers. The sentences are, Mary was scared. Mary went to the garden. Suddenly she saw a spider. She was collecting flowers. She ran away. Do you think the events in the story are in order? No. And it is also tricky because the girl's name is in 2 sentences. So you have to figure it out by figuring out how the story happened. This is all on page 16 of the workpack. Yesterday, we learnt about pronouns. Remember, pronouns are words which replace nouns. Yesterday's pronouns were he and she. Today, we will be learning about the words his and her. We use the words his or her to say that the person owns the object. So, if something belongs to a boy, we say his. If something belongs to a girl, we say her. For example, let us look at the picture. Whose balloons are they? These are his or her balloons. His balloons. Next one. Whose bird is this? It is his or her bird. It is her bird. Whose books are they? They are his or her books. They are his books. Next one. Whose book is this? It is his or her book. Her book. And lastly, whose bottle is this? It is his or her bottle. His bottle. Good learners. Now, these are our pronouns for the day, his and her. Remember, if something belongs to a boy, we say his. And if it belongs to a girl, we say her. On page 17 in the workpack, we have a pronouns activity. You need to fill in the word his or her in the sentences below. Let us read the following sentences together. She found book under the bed. He ate food slowly. She was with family during the holiday. He has own desk at school. Meg made small cakes. It is cakes. Tim has
own, bat, and ball. Now remember, learners, if you see the word she, that means it's a girl. And if you see the word he, it means it's a boy. Do you remember how to write a letter? Let us recap over the steps. This is our letter about the trip to Ushaka Marine World, which we have already read together. Now, what are the steps in writing a letter? We need to have your address written on the top right-hand corner of the page. It has your house number, the community name, the city name, and the postal code. You then need today's date written below the address. You then write the name of the person you are writing to. You write the word dear to show that the person is special to you. Then you write the message. Lastly, you write the name of the person who is writing the letter. So you write the word from and then you write your name.
On page 18 in the workpack, you will write a letter to your friend about your new best friend. You will need to write your own address on the top right-hand corner of the page. You can get this address by asking your mom or dad for it. It also appears on letters that mom or dad receive in the post box. You will then need to write today's date below the address. On the left-hand side, you have the word dear. You need to write your friend's name next to it. The letter starts off with a greeting. It says, "Hello, I am so excited to tell you all about my new best friend." In the lines below that, you will need to write your message of 3 to 5 sentences about your new best friend. The letter ends off with the sentence, "I look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care." It has the word from, and you will write your name next to that. And this will be your letter to your friend about your new best friend. Learners, please turn to page 25 in your workpack. Today we have a reading comprehension called Rico's Day at the Carnival. I will read first and you will point as we read. Rico's Day at the Carnival. Rico's class went to the school carnival today. It was a lot of fun. Rico won 2 prizes. He won a blue balloon and a toy car. He had a great time with all of his friends. First, he played a few games. Then he got popcorn and lemonade with his friends. Finally, he got to watch a magic show. Rico cannot wait to get home and tell his parents all about his fun day. Now, learners, you will read with me. Point as we read. Rico's class went to the school carnival today. It was a lot of fun. Rico won 2 prizes. He won a blue balloon and a toy car. He had a great time with all of his friends. First, he played a few games. Then, he got popcorn and lemonade with his friends. Finally, he got to watch a magic show. Rico cannot wait to get home and tell his parents all about his fun day. Learners, let us read the questions. Number 1 says, where did Rico's class go? Number 2 says, what did Rico win? Number 3, what did he do first? Number 4, what did Rico eat at the carnival? And number 5, what did Rico finally do? Remember, learners, you need to look for key words in the question and go back to the passage or the story and look for those key words, and then you will find your answer. You will write your answers in full sentences in the spaces provided.
It is time for our shared reading lesson. The story for this week is called Dan Has a Bad Week. I will first read the story to you. Dan has a bad week. He woke up late on Monday. He missed the bus and was late for school. Why are you late, Dan? Asked his teacher. On Tuesday, Dan woke up very early so that he would not miss the bus again. But poor Dan left his school bag on the bus. When he came into class, he only had his soccer ball. Where is your school bag, Dan? Asked his teacher. On Wednesday, Dan woke up on time. I must not forget my bag today, he thought as he got onto the bus. He held onto his bag for the entire bus ride. He rode and rode, but Dan was on the wrong bus. The bus took him to the wrong school. Where is Dan today? Asked his teacher. We will continue with the story, learners, but first, let us read the slide together. I will read and then you will read. Dan has a bad week. He woke up late on Monday. He missed the bus and was late for school. Why are you late, Dan? Asked his teacher. Learners, can you see a question mark? So when you read this, you must read it as a question. Why are you late, Dan? Let us continue reading the story. On Tuesday, Dan woke up very early so that he would not miss the bus again. But poor Dan left his school bag on the bus. When he came into class, he only had his soccer ball. Where is your school bag, Dan? Asked his teacher. Remember, learners, the question mark, so you read it as a question. And at the end of the sentence is a full stop. So that means you must stop. Wait for a while, then continue. Let us continue reading. On Wednesday, Dan woke up on time. I must not forget my bag today. He thought as he got onto the bus. He held onto his bag for the entire bus ride. He rode and rode. But Dan was on the wrong bus. The bus took him to the wrong school. Where is Dan today? Asked his teacher. Let us continue with the story. I will read first. On Thursday, Dan could not find his uniform. We have swimming on Thursday, Dan thought. So, Dan went to school in his swimming costume. Where is your school uniform? Asked his teacher. On Friday, Dan woke up very early. He had his uniform on. He clutched his bag and he got onto the right bus. He arrived at school so early it was still dark. I finally did everything right, thought Dan. But poor Dan was so tired he fell asleep in class. Why are you sleeping, Dan? Asked his teacher. On Saturday, Dan went to school on time, in his uniform with his school bag. Okay, learners, you will now read after me. We will begin the story from the top. On Thursday, Dan could not find his uniform. We have swimming on Thursday. Dan thought. So Dan went to school in his swimming costume. Where is your uniform? Asked his teacher. On Friday, Dan woke up very early. He had his uniform on, he clutched his bag, and he got onto the right bus. He arrived at school so early, it was still dark. I finally did everything right, thought Dan. But poor Dan was so tired. He fell asleep in class. Why are you sleeping, Dan? Asked his teacher. On Saturday, Dan went to school on time, in his uniform with his school bag. Let us continue the story. I will read first. Today I will get it right, he thought. I will stay awake all day. But when he reached his school, the school gate was locked. Silly me, there is no school on Saturday, Dan said. On Sunday, Dan went to his cousin's birthday party. He was so excited he tripped and fell onto the cake. Oh no, Dan thought. What a bad week. I hope that next week will be better. I hope you enjoyed the story, learners. Now it is your turn to read the story with me. Today I will get it right, he thought. I will stay awake all day. But when he reached his school, the school gate was locked. Learners, do you see the comma? The small line at the bottom of the O by school? That tells us we need to wait for a bit and then continue the sentence. But don't wait too long. Let's continue. Silly me. There is no school on Saturday, Dan said. On Sunday, there's a comma again, so we need to pause for a second and then we will continue. Dan went to his cousin's birthday party. He was so excited he tripped and fell onto the cake. Oh no, Dan thought. What a bad week. I hope that next week will be better. Well done, learners. If you want, you may read the story again by yourself. I hope you all enjoyed the story. It was very funny, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed this English lesson and you stay well. I cannot wait to see you again. Take care. Okay, learners, please remember that the work covered today will be revised in activities later this week. And that concludes our English lesson for the day.